filed bankruptcy in August of 2024. It is currently January 2025 and it's finally discharged. The day I got my discharge papers in the mail was actually like a week and a half after it was actually discharged. Credit Karma actually updated that it was discharged before I even got any papers, so I already knew. And I had got mail about a credit card, to apply to a credit card, which I have not gotten. So I'm like, oh, hold on. My credit actually did this weird thing where all my debt was erased for like 2 days. And during that period is when I applied for the specific credit card that I actually got approved for, which was the Indigo MasterCard. And with that card, I ended up getting a $1,000 limit. I don't know how that happened. I don't know. That had to be God. I don't know, guys. I really do not want to go down the same rabbit hole. So I'm trying to just stick with this one credit card and make sure I do everything right with it and don't dig myself into a pit again. Once I build my credit score back up, then I actually want to get like a travel credit card, like credit cards with perks. And I was 18. I want to say I probably had like 7 different credit cards and about maybe $20,000, a limit of like $20,000. I can't lie, that was a horrible mistake. I did not have any financial literacy. I was 18 and I was in college, so you know, broke college student, and I have all this money that seems free at first, but now I realize that was not free. I ended up moving into my own apartment in college because I couldn't stay on my campus anymore. I don't know, it was dumb. And I couldn't find a job. Now my car broke down, so I couldn't get to work. Like, it was just a whole lot of just everything. So I was literally living off of my credit cards for a while. For about 3 years after that, all my cards were maxed out. I wasn't really paying them. My credit score was plummeting. None of my accounts were closed at that point though, so I was just constantly getting calls and calls from collections and all types of stuff. Everybody's calling me trying to get their money back, and I don't have it. When I would get the money and I would try to pay on the credit cards, it wasn't doing anything because the limit's so high, the interest is so high. It's like I'm just wasting my money trying to constantly pay. So that was all taking place from 2022 to 2024. Into 2024, I finally decided to just file bankruptcy because it was just a lot. I couldn't take it anymore. Even when I finally got a job that paid decent, I'm literally not making a dent, and I'm putting half of my paycheck into these credit cards. But it's like I was just so far gone. Like, I had a Capital One credit card. The limit was $4,000 and the balance was like $5,000. All my credit cards pretty much just ended up getting closed. I didn't close any of them. They literally just like, they're like, girl, we're closing these. Like, inactive. At that point, I was kind of like, okay, well, if everything's in collections and they're probably gonna stay on my collections, let me just file. I had just moved back in with my mom, so I wasn't too pressed about my living situation because I know a lot of people say like, oh, you'll never be able to like get a car or rent after that. I think is very false. Well, on your own it might be difficult. Getting a car, no. I have gotten, every single day I get mail or a call from a dealership saying they have like a second chance program. They want me to come get a car and the interest rates are low, so you can definitely get a car. I didn't need a car. My car's paid off, so I didn't need a car. I am looking to move. I actually found someone, I think his TikTok is the apartment guy. I'll tag him, or I'll just like insert it on here. I don't remember. He does like apartment approvals, and I know what you're thinking, like a lot of people do that illegal stuff. Like, you know, it might be illegal. I don't know, guys. I really don't know, but I'm gonna get an apartment, I'll tell you that much. I think a lot of people think bankruptcy is this like horrible, terrible, you're ruining your life for the next few years. Do you realize how financially free I felt? Literally the day that I filed, I went to my lawyer's office. I'm signing all the papers. I get back home and I literally got served papers from Capital One suing me. I'm so glad I filed because they would have been garnishing my paychecks because I was not going to be able to pay them back. Like, it was just literally meant to be for me to file. And I'm not saying that for everybody. I think everybody's a case-by-case scenario because I think a lot of the negative things that are said about filing bankruptcy definitely come from people who have filed and may have like felt like they ruined their life, because I think a lot of people have a lot more to lose. I'm 21 years old, So I think it was definitely best to do it young. I made some very horrible financial decisions that I can't take back, but I can kind of try to fix them and then rebuild. So I filed in August. I want to say maybe like a week after that, my credit score went up like 100 something points, but it went back down. But it was up for like a couple months. And then once I had my court hearing, my credit score went back down. It actually went lower than what it was before. But again, with my age, I definitely like looking at my credit, and it's definitely like with my age and like my number of accounts open and things like that, I have nothing to my name. I don't have a mortgage, I don't have a car payment, I've never had like a lease or anything. So I think my credit score went lower because the amount of accounts I have open. I had nothing open, but I still had student loans, so I think that's why my score went down. So yeah, I did get in the mail to apply for this Indigo credit card that I got approved for. It's $1,000 limit. Every time that I would see somebody talking about getting a credit card after bankruptcy, they would say that you can only get a secured credit card. You would only get approved for like very low limits on secured credit cards. And I really only applied because it said no impact to your credit if you're not approved. So I'm like, okay, I can't really lose in this situation. Like, I've been denied for anything credit wise for the last 3 years. I just really want to build my credit back up. I'm getting to the age where it's like really childish and like too old to not care about my credit. Not that I didn't care. I think before, like, I wanted to care, but I couldn't care because I couldn't do anything about it. I was drowning, and that's why I moved back in with my mom. Living above your means, or just like, I had a job, and then when I got let go, like, I was doing good and then I got let go from my job. Well, like, it was like a mass layoff or whatever. I had collections from everything, and not even just credit cards. I had collections from a utility company. It got to a point where I was down so bad, I would have to go in and make like a fake payment on my, you know how you use your bank account so they credit it because they can't take the money out right then and there. So I would do that just to get my power turned back on, but then it would like make my utility account negative. I had a collection from Crunch Fitness. Mind you, I have a Crunch Fitness account now. The collection was erased, and then I just opened a new account with them. My old apartment, so I didn't break my lease. What I did, okay, also, this is kind of smart if you don't want a broken lease on your record and you don't want an eviction. I didn't pay. I let them file the eviction. I let them give me the 3-day notice to vacate. So I left, and then I let them file the eviction. Once the court sent me the papers, like to serve me the eviction, then I sent the court the notice, and then I let the court know that I actually have been gone from the apartment since the 3-day notice. So then the eviction was like thrown out. That was thrown out. They couldn't, like, that wasn't filed or granted, nothing like that. There's no eviction on my record. There's no broken lease. What the apartment did is, like, months later, they ended up sending me like a bill for what my balance was left on my rent, and I just added that to the bankruptcy as well, so I didn't have to pay that either. Guys, life just feels so up right now. Like, a lot of people aren't gonna understand, because especially like in this like day and age, people think like you have to be perfect with your credit, and like everybody's just so financially literate and just so smart and just has such a great savings and just is like, oh, I'm a hustler, I'm rich. Like, everybody has it going on. The people that are actually struggling in life, the people that actually are having a hard time, and when I tell you are down bad and just feel like they're drowning, just do it. There's ways to get approved for apartments. If you need a car, you can go get a car the day you file, baby. My stuff wasn't even discharged, and they're sending me stuff. You can go get a car. Lawyer fees. My total lawyer fees, I believe, were $1,900. They did everything for me. I just had to send them anything that wasn't on my credit report. So there were some things that weren't in collections that I still got like mail from, that they were gonna send to collections. Utility company or the old apartment that wasn't actually in my collections. Anybody you owe, just tell them. They'll put it on there. They made it so easy. So I'm in Michigan, so I went to a lawyer, Frago and Associates. It's $200 for them to like even like start taking your information, and then I think another $200 for them to file your case. So $400 total, and then the rest of your balance doesn't have to be paid off for a year until after you file. So I have until July or August. I'm just say July. I have until July of 2025. So you get a full year to pay off the balance. You don't have to pay everything at once, which I absolutely admire, because I'm gonna be right back in the same situation if I have to just repay all this money at once. Guys, it's literally been such a blessing. Again, I can't speak for everybody because everybody's circumstance is going to be different. Everybody has their different reasons of why they need to file, their different types of debts. And I know student loans aren't included. I can't tell you what else is not included. Just talk to a lawyer. The consultation is usually free. I'm excited to bring you guys on this journey of bankruptcy because it's so like talked down upon. It doesn't need to be talked down upon. I'm literally thriving right now. They made me take credit recovery, credit classes. So it's supposed to like give you like the knowledge of how to go about using credit and everything, so you don't end up in the same situation. I'm just really, oh, thank God. I'm just so blessed, guys. I'm so blessed to have like taken the jump and just actually filing, because I would literally just still be sitting here taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps backwards trying to pay off this debt. But yeah, I'm free. I'm free.